Lights, camera, action. Oh, delicious. Do you want to know something? It's actually empty. There's nothing inside. Do you want to know another thing? It's a chopstick, not a straw. You just got bamboozled twice. Hello there. I'm sure most of my audience by now are at this point in their lives where school is starting, and maybe you guys have even started school already, or maybe you're watching this in class right now. And if so, hand on your shoulder, buddy, you made the right choice. I think that we can all collectively agree that school can be, without a doubt, a hassle and a castles. And if anybody says otherwise, then you need to back the heck away from them. But, and it's a big but, I'll be your guide slash mentor for a semi-successful school year brought to you by your one and only. And before we get started, do consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and maybe even hitting that bell to, I don't know, boost my ego. The video won't start unless you finish all 4 of those steps, by the way. Like, I'll wait patiently here until you do so. Did you finish? Okay, let's get started. If I find out that you're lying to me, I'm not afraid to throw a tantrum on camera. I will cry on the spot right here, right now. And another thing that I would like to add, I would like to make a toast for my 1-year anniversary of my most viral TikTok, which is coincidentally what this video is going to be about. So cheers, let's have a look. Oh, I forgot this was empty. We're doing attendance.
Dylan, Riley,
Here.
Ivan,
Here.
Henry.
I just can't anymore, guys. I'm just kidding. Imagine if I was unmuted.
Mr. Lowers,
Yes.
you didn't call my name.
Ooh, the shade. Every day, he always tells a story, and I'm like, aren't we in gym class? I never knew that we were in, English, or the library. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
He took us to play golf, and one of the things he taught, and I would say, Dwayne, what are you thinking about for a workout?
Well, I got nothing.
I don't think he's gonna respond.
Yep.
How about Ivan?
I plan on walking my dogs, or maybe just work out at home. That's right. I had my time to shine on TikTok for literally just going to school. And, you know, with all this experience that I've had, I thought I'd be shedding a bit of information about what I've learned to hopefully help you guys in school. Okay, look, I'm even wearing the same sweater. You know, if you're walking into high school for the very first time, a message that I would give to the freshmen would be to not act like you're all that, because I hate when people try to act better than everyone else. They're like, I'm not like other freshmen. Like, shut up, Rebecca. I wish I could just slap your silly little face across the gymnasium floor in front of everybody, and I hope they laugh, and I hope you pee yourself, because it's not cute. It's sad. Oh my gosh, and don't be like that self-proclaimed cool kid who wears short sleeve shirts during wintertime when it's like -2 degrees and there's like a fire drill and we're like evacuating the building. He's like outside like, guys, it's not even cold, trying to play it off like he's not even like shaking in his boots, but it's obvious that his timbers are literally shivered. We're like, Jimmy buddy, hand on your shoulder, just give it up, just wear a jacket. But high school is like High School Musical, Glee, Mean Girls, or like Monster High. Made me sort of want that sort of TV experience, mostly because it just seems so unrealistic, do you know what I mean? Which I don't blame them, because IRL seems pretty lackluster and boring. Like, could you imagine if films were filmed more realistically? I'd be clocking out of that movie theater 5 minutes in because of lack of energy. I'm just saying it now, like nobody shows up to school like, Camp Rock. Camp Rock! Like nobody's Camp Rocking it up at like 7:30 in the morning just to prepare to learn. Like, Camp Rock! Camp Rock! Camp Rock! If you want to think more realistically, you'd have like the people just sluggishly making their way to class, which is like the entire school, like mostly everybody. And then to your left, you have like the people who are still half asleep. To the right, there's a lovebirds making love at like way too early o'clock. It's like, what, 8 a.m. and they're having tender lips for breakfast? Out of all breakfast options to have, you could have had like an omelet, pancakes, or cereal. But no, you want lips? for breakfast. And then you'd have like the suspiciously hyper ones, like the people who are like weirdly too active in the morning, like they'd be loud for no reason. I'm like, where does that energy come from? Like the adrenaline is just pumping. Like it feels like that they stayed up all night and they're like, woo, sugar rush. Like they had like a cup of coffee and they're like, sophomore year is kind of like the same thing as freshman year, I believe, because you're kind of just there. Like you already know what to do. You're just not like a noob from when you were a freshman. Like you're like the awkward middle stage evolution, like the filler pack of the group. Do you know what I mean? Like the caterpillar going to the cocoon, if you will. Like you're kind of just vibing. Do you guys want to know something? I have a script like right here off camera that you guys can't see, just so I can like practice my lines and stuff so I know what to say. But this clip has taken me forever to accomplish, so I'm just gonna read it off. Despite the fact that it was the quickest year for me to accomplish, I had to redo a core class because I slacked off freshman year. It was that bad and I was really ashamed of it. It was really embarrassing. So to all those freshmen watching this right now, don't be like me. Your GPA matters and I almost didn't graduate. I wish I was lying, by the way. Oh gosh, we got junior year. I got the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it. Not trying to put that much pressure, but they put a lot of pressure on you in junior year. Mostly because like you're almost blossoming into young adulthood and want to see the best in you when you grow up. And I'm like, I'm not gonna remember any of you guys in like 5 years. So like, why does it, what does it, what? And it's just so funny because like your counselors would be like, are you gonna get a job? Are you gonna go to college? Are you gonna do this? Are you gonna do that? Like, what are you gonna do? And I'm like, I'm only 16/17. I don't know, die? And they're like, Ivan, no. And I'm like, sorry. Oh my gosh, we get to senior year. And let me tell you, it was the best school year of my life. Kind of, not really. I still had to retake some classes because I flopped freshman year. That's what you get when you don't take responsibility for your actions. But like when I was a senior, there wasn't really much of a senior experience, mostly because of the pandemic express. So I had to go to school virtually, which was, it seems like fun, but it wasn't really fun. Come to think of it, what if my teachers are watching this video? If any of my teachers are watching this right now, I already graduated, what are you gonna put me in detention? Huh? Huh? Ooh, 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 ooh. I can do what I want. This is what you get for taking control of my mental health. That's what you get. Okay, stop. Oh my gosh, do you guys want to know something? Senior year was also the year where I failed a class. Could you imagine? Like, it's so scary failing a class because you never know if you're not going to graduate or not. And do you know what the class I failed was? I failed yearbook class. Yearbook class was pretty self-explanatory. You just work on the yearbook, but it was hard. Like, I'm not gonna lie, people are like, how did you fail yearbook class? I'm like, I don't even know how I failed yearbook class. Like, it seems pretty easy if I like actually like paid attention, but I really couldn't care less. So if anybody that bought a yearbook and it says that I helped work on it, I didn't, and I had nothing to do with it because I failed that class. So I also didn't even buy a yearbook. I was planning on getting a yearbook for every single year of high school, but senior year was such not a vibe. It was just, it was no bueno. It was no. When I graduated, it just felt so unreal because mentally I was still 12. So I was like, what the heck is happening? And it just seemed so quick, so I didn't like remember that much of it. But looking back, I wish I had ended off with a bang. That was my original plan, but the stage was just so short and narrow, so I couldn't really do much. That sounds like an excuse, but it's not. I'm just so itchy. My plan was to grab my diploma or whatever and then spin and then drop into a split. Is that too much? But I think the teachers, if I remember correctly, wanted us to be quick and brief. So yeah. Do you know what I did instead?
Ivan!
This guy stinks!
I just grabbed and go. I literally just snatched my diploma right out of my principal's hand and I just ran away from her. It was just so, it was nerve-wracking when your plan doesn't work out as you, yeah. And having a graduation outside was so horrific to me because not only was it raining, but it was also windy. And if you look back in the footage, I wasn't wearing my cap properly because I had a bag of chips under there. We were told to just give our stuff away to the teachers and staff just for them to hold on to so we wouldn't get distracted and stuff like that. But I had just opened a fresh bag of Funyuns, so I was like, you know what, they're gonna go in my hat. And nobody clocked me for it. I was so discreet. People would be like, Ivan, do you realize that you're not wearing your cap properly? And I'd be like, oh yeah, it's because my head's just too big and it just doesn't fit. And they'd be like, oh, true, right. And I'd be like, they didn't clock me. But then I'd be like, wait, what? You know, it's kind of good that I didn't do the splits because freshman year on the last day, I remember doing the splits to try to prove to everyone that I could. But then I ended up splitting my pants instead. So I was like, well, but I did do the splits again back in junior year for like this dancing for like an assembly. Yeah, I was part of those. Oh. And I remember dropping down and then I snapped something. So I was like, God. And I never did the splits ever since. Overall, high school was still, I still hated it, but hopefully you guys learned a thing or two. This is the end of the video. Make sure you guys, like I said in the beginning, like, comment, subscribe, and maybe even hitting that bell to make my day even better. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Or not. I'm just kidding.